This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, very good morning and good evening, everyone. Welcome back. So, last session we were discussing about how do we set up our application, right? So end to end, so we were doing it, but we are doing the databases part as well, right? So we're doing the databases majorly. And while doing the databases, so I think we need to bit look in the DNS names also, right? So yeah, but we didn't read the DNS names. Without a DNS name, okay, our applications will not able to connect to us, connect to the databases. Okay, so that particular DNS parts also I will try to embed it in the Terraform code, and then I'll go and initiate the pipelines, let the environment come up, and after environment is coming up, whether is there any changes which is needed or not. So we'll take a look. Okay, so let's come to the databases. So here, so here you are going to require to create a DNS record. How do I create a DNS record? So here I'm going to say that resource Bithanga. So AWS underscore route 53 underscore record. We need to create one DNS record. Okay, that's what you're telling. So this is MySQL DNS record. Okay. Now the name of the DNS record. The name of the DNS record is actually going to be is MySQL hyphen var.env. That's the DNS record. And the type is CNAME record because CNAME because you are creating a MySQL cluster and you're going to get what you're going to get a DNS name. So that is the reason you need to give this. And zone ID. So I require a zone ID. So from the VPC, did I one second? I think I need to restart these ones. Complete reload. One second. Yeah. So let me go to the VPC and let me check the outputs. Did I send the route 53 information? Now route 53 information also I'm not sending it here. Okay. I mean, so since actually environment is actually sending a lot of data, I want to send route 53 information also here. Okay. There is nothing more than that. Okay. So here data.tf. So if I want to get the route 53 data, so then data. So what are the information I need to do? Okay. So let me go to registry.terraform.io. AWS documentation. Yeah. So this is the route 53, and you can get the hosted zone, which is actually the data information about the a zone over here. And what is our zone? Our zone is DevOps B53.ek. Okay, so private zone is true. No, it's actually a public one. All right, so this is the zone. Okay, all right, and I will go to here and I want to send that particular output. Okay, so now output, so zone underscore name, which is data dot 53 dot zone dot name. Okay, so the next one is output zone. It also requires zone underscore id. Okay, so data dot 53 dot zone dot id. Okay, so these are the two information which I want to send it from here. Okay, I will call it from there. Now so now it is expecting what? So zone ID. So zone ID it is expecting. So I'll just give zone underscore ID. So that's the one which is going to come out. But this is not done. So you require more information to give. So we are trying to create a CNAME record. So trying to get a CNAME record. So you have to give some TTL. So TTL is something time to live time. Okay. So which is some seconds, right? So or minutes might be. TTL is minutes only. It's only 5 minutes, so probably I'll give some 1,000 minutes or whatever it is. A long time is fine. And the next thing is zone ID. You are giving TTL and this one. So where is your what is your name basically? So the name is you are given. Type is CNAME. TTL is given. Zone ID is also given. And anything else are you thinking? Record. Record is equal to so something like this. Record is basically you're already taking care here. The endpoint. Okay, so I want to create a CNAME record like this, and the same way now you are going to get for RabbitMQ. RabbitMQ also you get RabbitMQ. Oh, RabbitMQ not no, Redis. Redis also we're actually dealing with the cluster, so we go with this. And so this is actually Redis. I'm actually going to give Redis -dev CNAME. This one is zone ID. Now here AWS underscore elastic cluster dot redis dot so cluster address. This is a little tricky actually. Cluster address. So cluster address also you're going to get as a list. So we need to deal with this. It comes as a list basically. Just give this way. We'll see what happens. And the next one is you go with Mongo. So Mongo is simply a normal A record. So Mongo, and it's a record, and this is also fine. This is also fine. Now here it's an IP address AWS underscore instance dot Mongo dot private underscore IP. Okay, done. And the next one is RabbitMQ. The RabbitMQ is also same. Just go ahead. RabbitMQ, RabbitMQ, yeah. RabbitMQ dot AWS underscore instance dot RabbitMQ dot private underscore IP. Okay, that's it. All right, so let's push this code and let's see what happens. I will just do it manually. dev.azure.com. T3. My PC is not destroyed. Okay, it's auto running. So we are running VPC because there are some extra, exports happened, data outputs. So that's the reason. And I'll go to the databases. So it just takes few minutes, at least 5 minutes easily. Why? Because the cluster creations and all will take time. Yeah. Any questions in the meantime? It's a failure. And the reason for the failure, yeah, this is the problem actually. Uh, yeah, let me just, okay, so we can do some try, we can just do some data and we can find it out, but I wanted to just, or let me show you what actually happening. So around this, I will just go for Redis. I will just comment this out for now. I will show you what actually I'm trying to say. Any kind of questions in the meantime, rather than sitting idle. Okay, again some failure it seems. So now what is the error? Could be some DNSs. Git clone. Uh, okay, unable to connect to MySQL. Okay, let me check it out. It's correct only. So might be just took little time to start up. Let me just reconnect once again or rerun once again. So Okay, so I think it just took little time. Now let's try to troubleshoot that particular this one. So if I want to troubleshoot this, so what I wanted to do is I just want to write some output. So saying that, so some Redis or something. Here, I just want to print this. So now you will see that how the data is coming. And based on that, now we'll go with the modification. Okay, now you're going to get the output. And if you take a look on the output side, where is output? Did I push the code? Interesting. Are we using any kind of module? No. Let's see. Where is this output going? Or my eyes are DynamoDB table. To take VPCs in general, Terraform apply at the ending should show the outputs like this, zone ID like this, right? Where is my outputs on the database? What am I missing? Okay, so in addition to that, also I can do one more thing. So Terraform um, show output. Um, Basically Terraform. So there is an option in Terraform. So Terraform output. So Terraform output actually output is exact. Make a output variable from the state file. Yeah. So this is what I'm looking for. So if I go to the make file and say that, yeah, after apply, if I say output also, I should get the output. But I'm really wondering why it was not showing. Let's see. Um, Go to the databases. Run these once again. No outputs it is telling. That is something interesting. So let me check the code. Let me go to the repos and I will say Terraform hyphen databases. And if I say mongo.tf, this is not commented at all. No, not Mongo, right? Redis. Redis.tf. So you have the output. Okay. So another thing I want to do, so just for my testing purpose, Redis. So then I would like to, or just I want to give instead of cluster address, I want to give everything. Now let's see. Since there was no output came in, I think it was not showing. Let come to some conclusion. Let's see. Let's go to the releases. I go to current release. Yeah, I think that was the reason. So since that cluster address is wrong, now I'm reading the complete what we call complete attributes of the output of our that one. So now I need the address. So actually you get the address from here. So dot cache nodes. Okay, cache nodes of 0 dot address. So this is how you get the address. This is a little so little tricky part. Okay, so now you're getting this one, right? So cache nodes, if I want the address, basically cache nodes, and it's a list of 0 dot cache nodes of 0 dot what is where you're getting address, because cluster address you're getting null, no value is there. That's the problem. Yeah, this is a little tricky. Now if I push this and I just want to see this output, create a release. Okay, now you're getting this one, right? So this is how so we just want to use this. So now the address actually going to be is this one in the DNS. It's going to be a list. This one. Then now it go and create a DNS record. Okay, so the DNS record is now created. So now we have databases and we have a network done. So probably if I go and create my the other applications, we're expecting it to work, but whether it works or not, we'll go and validate. So let me go and just create what do you create? You have only this much. That's fine. Just click on create it. Or in fact, in the meantime, so I can go with how to add all terraforms. Okay. If in a single pipeline, if you want to create, okay, this is only for flexibility purpose. It's really not a use case in the real time. So this is only a flexibility for me to just to create one by one, so that I'll not take any burden basically. Whenever I want, I'll just run this. And now, so once after you get that, so you need to create your databases and just say you want it and add 3, and then I go for Terraform card. Start with the other applications now. So main, add it. And what else? Add 53 Terraform hyphen catalog. Add it. Add so Terraform hyphen frontend is already there. Payment. Main. So add just start adding all the sources. That's it, nothing more than that. And I will go to payment shipping. Add it. Save. And one last one, which is user. Okay. So after creating VPC, we need to create front end, we need to create ALB, and after that, so probably I just need to add databases. Okay. So databases. So once you are done with the databases, so agent it's going to be it's fine. Let me do this. New databases. So database should be run on not Azure pipelines. Basically, I should be running in my D53 agent. Okay, so this is quite important. And environment variables is fine. In the advanced, it's actually going to supposed to run in databases. Okay, that's it. And what next? So we have to create the remaining components basically. So clone it, and this should go. Yeah, this can go after ALB. All these things can go in parallel, or let's do after databases. After databases. After databases, so wait, what I wanted to do is this is a cart. I want to make it. Go inside the cart, and this one is fine. This one is fine. Is okay. Advanced. So let's go for Terraform hyphen cart. Okay. So now this can go in parallel. So which is after databases. Catalog. Sorry. Okay, all right. So this is our whole pipeline now. Let's see. So this is still going on, front end and ALB. After this is done, I'll just run the pipeline. So we will see all the components getting created in a single shot. Even the destroy also, I have the same way, right? So all the things are getting going to destroy. This is only for my flexibility, but actual pipelines are these pipelines. Individual pipelines are the what we generally use, the CI/CD. So this is actually in held because of some app artifact version it is looking. So front end does require app artifact version. Probably yes. So that's where to cancel this. I'm not sure our pipelines will run individually. Okay, let me. Now I need to go to DynamoDB now because there is a state file. It's been interrupted, so that's where it becomes a log there. First, let me clear the log. Tables. Go inside here. Items. Log didn't really came up. Okay, that's fine. Now let me go to the front end. Where is my front end? Front end. I go to the front end and I'll call the ASG. So I'm sending the artifact version. So where is this artifact version? So to the front end pipeline. So what I'm doing here, go to the releases. Normal front end if I take, normal front end if I take, this normal front end if I take here. So if I just click on edit this, I think we're actually pulling the artifact version from these artifacts app, but that is not actually available for the whole pipelines to create. Okay, so that's where it will not work. What I'll do is I'll just go for individual pipelines only. We cannot do much here. So front end create release manually I'll do. AMI is not needed, or AMI if you keep it also it should work, right? So we already did this particular part. If AMI is also there, so it will just override, it will just check whether it is actually coming a tag or not, and it should be skipping it. And also I just want to cancel once. I just want to cross check my pipeline whether it is really being done or not. Edit pipeline. So in the AMIs, what we're actually using AMI task group only. Yeah. So if I go to the AMI task group, go to the AMI and look into the basket, the condition is there. Okay. All right. So because front end was a bit outdated, so I just wanted to cross check. Okay, front end is done. Then we'll go with what is the next? ALB. Okay, the ALB is done. So then we'll go with the individual components now. So let's go with card. Better start with catalog. Here you cannot run multiple. We already seen that. So even if you go and click on create release, it just will not work. It will just go to pending. Okay, this is done. The cart is going on. Okay, cart is done. Let's go with others. Like we can go with user payment also I'll trigger. Okay, user is also done. The shipping and the payment would be. Okay, payment is also done. The shipping is the one which is pending. Last one. Let it run. Okay, so that's also done. So now our whole setup is ready. Now let's go and find it out whether it is really working or not. Okay. Okay, you can see that all the machines are up and running. So the public load balancer, I'm going to take a public load balancer and hit the public load balancer. I'm getting a bad way. So first of all, my Nginx is not running. Okay, so what is the reason? So let's go and take a look. I will go to the instances. I think the Nginx is not running because of, these servers were just created right now, and the DNS records was not working, and that's the reason. So probably that is what I'm thinking. So I'll just go with the front end. Okay, first of all, I have to go to my workstation, and from there only I should reach, right? So I'm just opening two sessions in a case I want to connect two things. I can do in parallel. Okay. So the next thing is let's go to the front end. There is a machine and sudo ssh. Okay. Now systemctl status nginx. So it's not running, and the reason could be simple. The catalog -dev DNS record is not working. Okay. So systemctl restart nginx. Okay, now it worked. So now you can go to the load balancers, or even you can go to the target groups. So in the target groups, it's going to show the health information. If you go to the front end -dev targets, so currently it is unhealthy. If you just wait for a minute or so it comes to healthy. When it comes to healthy, my load balancer will start serving the traffic. Okay, so let's wait for that. But also in the meantime, I just want to check the certain security groups. So on the front end, my security group is telling that you should allow the 80 port to my whole VPC, so which is not a problem. Okay. So go to the target groups, targets. It's still unhealthy. Now it is healthy. So now if I try to refresh, at least I should get the front end page. So now my categories is not working. So why? Because probably it is trying to connect to catalog, and catalog is there, not there. I don't know. Okay. So let's find out the logs. Why actually it's not able to find it out. Where log nginx and then access.log. So here, if I try to refresh, basically it will show what is the information happening here. Now it is actually trying to do the categories. You're getting 499. So 499 is some kind of a response you're getting. So which is technically not correct. 499 means I'm expecting that I'm hitting the server. It's not giving a proper response. Okay. So that's where I will just go to the next instance, which I'm going to go for there is a catalog. Okay. I will go and find it out. What is the problem with the catalog? Okay. So here it is, and SSH. So tail -f slash var log messages. Okay. So system cdl restart catalog. So tail -f slash var log messages. Okay. So yeah, it's actually giving MongoDB connected, so no issues. So that means if I try to refresh, at least I should get the categories. But I'm not getting the categories. I'm getting here I'm getting 499. So there is something wrong in the load balancer and its configuration. So let's go and find it out. So let's go to the load balancers, and there is a backend load balancer we are hitting. And first of all, I want to check it out my Nginx configuration. So cat/etc nginx, and then default.de, and then roboshop.conf file. So this is telling that, if you hit the API catalog, you should go to catalog-dev.devops53.tk :8080. So this is not correct. So what we have to do is we should be making our load balancers should be, where's my load balancers? My load balancer is actually hitting on port number port number 80. Okay, so if you just go here, private LV, and if I go to the listeners, so here I have a listeners, and all these are actually, so catalog-dev, but all these running on which port? It's actually 80 port. So my configuration is going with, so this one. So this is one change I have to make it. So vm/etc nginx. So I'll make it through the configuration nginx, and then default.d, and then roboshop.conf file. So search for %s, search for 8080, and you replace it with 80. Okay, so slash, and you got all this place. Or even in fact, you actually go with %s, to really specify that one. So %s slash :8080. So slash, you don't replace. So this is fine. All right. So then I will just go and give 7 quit and systemctl restart nginx. Okay. So now this means we are actually going to hit this service now. Okay. So I'll just go back here. So now try to refresh. I'm getting the categories. Okay. So first step, it's done. So next, try to register. So register, that what's gonna do. So registration worked fine. That means Redis is also working fine. So let's try to add some product to the cart. Add to cart. So add to cart is something not happening. Why? Because the cart service will be having a small problem, because has a dependency on some service, catalog service. It will talk to catalog service. Okay, let me go to the cart, and I will go to the cart-dev. Okay, so now here cat/etc systemd system catalog system/cart.service file. So here, if you see this, Redis is okay, catalog_host is this one. So I think it might be using some port number. So cd/home roboshop, and then cd cart plus. So here server.js file, I'm thinking, so it will be using some catalog. Okay, so but it goes on a port number. So if I search for this catalog, it's actually going on 8080 port. Okay, So now it should go to where it should go to. It should go to some other port now. Okay, so that's where I'm giving catalog port. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so here P. Now here I'm going to give catalog underscore port, and the port is okay. So 8080 by default, and I will override this particular port number with this particular variable. Okay, so this is a little day work, but still I'm comfortable with this. I did this. So system d system slash order service file. So when your architecture change from very manual setup to automation, or the architecture design changed, so certain things need to be changed here. So it's gonna be 80 port. So 7 quit and systemctl daemon hyphen reload systemctl restart service. Okay, so now I will go to here, go to some product, add to cart. So still it is not happening. Tail hyphen app slash var log in var log messages. Think still something wrong. Catalog underscore port is equal to 80. So VIM server.js file, or is there any other where you have 8080 port? 80. Only these two places. And also I'll go in the meantime, I'll say my front end, I will access Nginx log now. Add to cart really not happening. So when I hit here cart, so user is happening, catalog is happening. So the request hit the cart, which is fine, but actually it's not working something as expected. Okay, now you got some kind of an error, no? Health on. Cart is empty. Add to cart is not working. It's as simple as that. That endpoint is not working. So that I'm sure, because you can see this 499. You're getting the response. The hits are going to the cart service, there is some problem on the cart server only, so it's not really something here. So server.js. So just even for time being, rather than put, I will say here, okay, directly I'm giving it for now. No AD port also. I mean, by default it's AD port, HTTP port. So these are all fixes we have to fix through automation basically. Okay. Yeah, now you see that cart is actually given 502 responses. It's okay. So now I will go to some product. It's not happening. So the cart is dependent on other things. So cat/etc systemd system/cart.service. Catalog-dev is one thing. Redis-dev. So Redis port 6379. Redis is also not able to. I am not able to connect. Redis I'm not able to connect. Okay. And the next thing is so this one. So telnet, this one on the AD port. This I'm able to reach. So the problem here is not our so catalog service. It's actually the problem with the Redis. So why I'm unable to reach to the Redis? Okay, the security group issue. So the Redis is not really dealing with the or we didn't create any kind of a security group or something wrong there. So let's quickly go there and we'll fix that. What is the problem? So 6379 and 6379, and it is given to connect through the VPC CIDR, and I'm inside the VPC, but I'm unable to connect. And what is the record we are creating? So Redis-dev only, and I'm unable to do that. So if I just go and give ls lookup of this one, so it's giving this one. All right, it's also correct. So this one, and if you go and give 6379, something is not working. Okay, so let's go to the Elastic Redis service. And I will go to Redis. So I can see Redis, then what is the problem here? So did I attach the security group? Go inside to that. You're not having anything. So here a security group, subnet group is there, parameter group is there. There is security group. Security group was empty somehow. Okay, that's the mistake which we did. And probably I just need to go to here, click on actions, modify. I'm doing it manually for now. So is there any, at least it will give me an option. So the VPC security group ID, nothing selected. So here I will just say Redis. So I'm supposed to add this. So in the code also we have to add it. So see all these code bugs, I mean, what all the codes we have made it one by one, we're able to find it out. Okay, that's okay. So now here, subnet group, and here security group IDs is equal to AWS underscore security group dot allow Redis dot ID. Okay, this is a change I need to have it here. Okay, for now I did it manually, so it's fine. So that means if I just go and put this, I'm able to. All right, and when I go here and I'll just systemctl restart hot service. Okay, tail-f. So now it is saying the Redis is connected. All right. So then I will just go and view add to cart. Now it is adding to cart. Okay, well, let's go to the cart, click on checkout, and countries is coming. So that means shipping service went fine. So I'll say Sydney or something. Just click on calculate, confirm, and once I'm clicking on confirm, it is not working. So that means there is something wrong even in the shipping service also. So what is the wrong with the shipping service? Let's take a look. It's all just these internal connections, service to service connections are there. So that's the problems. Okay, shipping also might be contacting some other service. Let's take a look there. And so cat/etc systemd, then system, and then system/shipping.service file. Okay, so now here also it is going with 8080 port. So it is actually talking to a COT service, but actually COT service, it is actually dealing with 80 port only. Okay, so systemctl. So we'll fix this all code in the next sessions. Systemctl restart shipping. Systemctl daemon systemctl daemon hyphen reload and the systemctl restart. Okay, now if I go and hit this confirm button, it went through. Okay, and click on pay now. Payment also said there might be some again connection issues somewhere. So here, I mean internal application connection issues. Okay, so let me go to the payment. So we need to fix all these areas. So one thing is, first thing, front end. Second, we had an issue on the cart side, we have an issue on the shipping side, and payment also we have some internal connections. We need to fix them as well. So VIM/etc systemd/system/payment.service file. So here you have these 2 points, which is fine. And actually, but if I go to cd/EOSR, cd/etc /home/roboshop and then payment ls vm payment.py. But if you see here also these guys are actually connecting to 8080 port. So user, these guys are going with 8080. So user service, it is contacting with 8080 and it is connecting with 8080. Okay, that's fine. Shop payment port, that's okay. And ps-ef py grep for py. So if I do restart, it will take some time. So that's the reason I'm giving pay till -9. So systemctl restart payment. Okay, so tail -f /var log messages. Okay, so now we'll go back once again. So just click on pay now. It's worked fine. So we had to make all these issues fixed, and it should work even if you run through shell scripting. Even if you start the course today also, those components should work. And even if you run it with Ansible, and even if you change the architecture, those components should work. But how do we make sure that, so the code changes accordingly? So we'll just look into the next session and we'll fix those things and our application is ready. So from here, we'll look into the, so we'll look into the application. Okay, so sorry, so we'll just look into those particular changes and we'll make them, and we'll look into the, so looking into the standardization, a little bit more standardization of this particular application. Standardization in the sense, like, I don't need to, I should not really go into each and every server and look into the logs, or I should know that if there is something wrong, all these things, how do you do that? So that particular piece of thing, so we'll be looking in the next week basically. So mostly we'll be starting with the Prometheus and Elasticsearch for that. Okay. Yeah, so that's all from my side for today. Any questions? Okay, all right. So no questions. We'll meet in day after tomorrow session, Monday, and we'll continue. Okay. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye. See you next session. Bye. Good day. Good time.